All right, guys. This is a very shocking one. We just need to go straight to the point. Senator Natasha have been suspended for 6 months. Her voice currently have been cut short. Yes, if she's been suspended, I'm not sure how she can take it from there. But meanwhile, I would like you guys to listen to what the Senate President have to say and the senators in the House, what they have to say. We're also going to be listening to what Oshiomhole have to say and other senator in the House. You know, as you know, a lot of the majority of them are against Natasha for a reason I don't know. I understand the allegation of sexual harassment still remain allegation at this particular moment. You know, as the Senate President was allegedly accused of sexual harassment, and she cried out. But at this moment now, she have been suspended for 6 months, and you know what that means in Nigeria. But meanwhile, listen to what the Senate President have to say.
Colleagues, let us go into the prayers. Prayer 1.
Dear Senate President, may I be given a chance to speak?
Prayer 1.
Yes.
That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Agbotu-Uduaghan for 6 months for a total violation of the Senate Standing Rules 2023 as amended for bringing the presiding officer and the entire Nigerian Senate in general to a public opprobrium. Those in support of prayer 1 say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. I'd put the question. Those in support of prayer 1 say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. How do you amend a prayer that is unanimous? Prayer 2, that for the Senate to consider lifting the suspension or reducing the tenure of the suspension, Senator Natasha Agbotu-Uduaghan shall submit a written apology to the Senate before any reconsideration by the Nigerian Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. I don't think, Senator Baribe, as a landlord of the Senate, I don't think they heard what I read. So let me just repeat for clarity. That for the Senate to consider lifting the suspension or reducing the tenure of the suspension, Senator Natasha Agbotu-Uduaghan shall submit a written apology to the Senate before the reconsideration by the Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Okay, because I thought I had 50-50. Let me make it 40-60. That for the Senate to consider lifting the suspension or reducing the tenure of suspension, Senator Natasha Agbotu-Uduaghan shall submit a written apology to the Senate before any reconsideration of this case by the Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Aye. Those against say nay.
No.
The ayes have it. Prayer 3.
Liberalism.
Prayer 3. That the Senate do suspend Senator Agbotu-Uduaghan with effect from 6th day of March 2025 from all legislative activities forward. Those in support of prayer 3 say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 4, that her office be locked up for the duration of this suspension, and she should hand over all Senate properties in her possession to the clerk of the National Assembly. Those in support of prayer 4 say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 5, that for the duration of her suspension, she cannot come or be seen within the vicinity of the National Assembly, including her staff. But this is normal. Those in support of prayer 5 say aye. Those against say nay. Again, the ayes have it. Prayer 6, that our salaries and allowances, including those of our legislative aides, be suspended and withdrawal of all security details for the duration of our suspension.
My people, this is serious. Now, you can see now that the majority of the Senate want Natasha to be removed from the Senate in totality. Those in support say aye, and those not in support say no. And you see everywhere go silent. Now, Natasha will be suspended for 6 months. All our allowances, salary, everything suspended for that 6 months. All our security, our protection, all the security body that protect her, all have been withdrawn. So it means that Natasha is open and vulnerable for any attack at this moment now. That is my view. So at this moment, Natasha doesn't have no single security anymore. In a country where a woman cried out of sexual harassment. So my take now is that now offense to cry out, in case you guys are not aware, for some of you that will support this satanism, a lot of women have been shut down due to this decision. A lot of women, because they will see what is the need for me to speak. After all, nobody will listen to me. I would like you to listen to this particular senator here as well. We are coming for Oshiomhole as well. Listen to this.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Mr. President, yesterday, I felt so bad that an allegation of such magnitude was raised against you in the presence of our international visitors. I felt very bad, and I put myself in your shoes that if I was the one, what would my family say? Only God knows what the international visitors will have as their opinion. Mr. President, I want to first of all support the position of Senator Dandusi that recommendation 2 should not be included in these prayers. You don't give an avenue to somebody who is recalcitrant. You can only give avenue for somebody who is willing. If somebody is willing, even today, what we saw this morning about another petition on the same issue should not have come up. Mr. President, it is always a pleasure when I come into this chamber and I see people like Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, a 1999 governor, Senator Goje, 1999 senator, 1999 minister and 2-term governor. I always feel very happy shaking hands with the likes of Senator Lawal. And I put myself as being a very lucky person if I stand and I shake hands with even the distinguished Senate President. I know where I was in 2007 when you became a governor in this state, in this country. And I know it is not for mere guys, mere people that can become governor in your state. In terms of age, Mr. Senate President, I felt so bad that on that fateful day, Senator Natasha can speak to you the way and manner. Senator Natasha cannot be my sister, my junior sister, because I'm 15 years older than her, and my mother does not have anybody that is 45 in age. For her to point at you and speak the way she spoke to a number 3 man in this country is an affront. In my village, nobody will accept that. So for anybody to now put this option number 2, that if somebody, it is not supposed to be, it is supposed to come from her willingly. I want to apologize. That's a different thing entirely. Mr. Senate President, when we get to prayers, we are going to vote on all these prayers. For me, I want to also end this by coming to you, Mr. Senate President, even if you are not there. I want to lead you to the book of Isaiah 54, verse 17. The book of Isaiah 54, verse 17. And it says, and I say to you, Mr. Senate President, that no weapon fashioned against you shall prosper. Senator Akpabio, no weapon fashioned against you shall prosper. And every tongue, Senator Akpabio, that rise up against you in judgment shall be condemned. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and the vindication from me, says the Lord. Sorry, my Muslim brothers, that I don't have a Quran. Mr. Senate President, you're a nice man. You're a good man. Senator Ireti Kingibe said something that Senator Natasha benefited greatly from you, very greatly. And Senator Fadansi just said something. You don't have friends. Because if Senator Natasha and the husband can do what they have done to you, then who are your true friends? When this issue happened, I asked Senator Natasha, is there a problem between the SP and your husband? She denied. And I was wondering, when the senator came here, we extended a lot of courtesies to her and the husband. Several occasions that we have attended, Mr. Senate President, we create seats for the husband in the midst of senators when he is not one. That shows we respect your friend. And most times when I see you, I always see you in the same car with the husband. If a friend can treat you this way, can an enemy treat you better or worse than that? Mr. Senate President, you are a kind man. You are a kind man. You are a kind man. And I pray that your kindness will speak for you always. Thank you, Mr. Senate President, and distinguished colleagues.
Wow. That is shocking. Very, very shocking. This is sad. It's very unfortunate that that there's not going to be anything that will come out of this. Very, very, very unfortunate. This is sad. But meanwhile, I would like us to listen to, damn, I'm speechless. I'm totally speechless like that right now. Let's listen to what Adams Oshiomhole have to say as well.
Senator Adams Oshiomhole has been raising his hand, so let's.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And I know people are tired. I do not intend to speak long. I will disappoint many of my colleagues. Short man, short statement. I just thought that having listened, first, line by line, paragraph by paragraph, of the report of the Ethics Committee chaired by Senator NAIJA, and of other contributions that have been made, including the very, very insightful summary by the Senate leader, I thought Because you have encouraged us, sir, regardless of what my dad said, that you have no friend, I think you have friends. It would be dangerous for you to lead yourself to the conclusion that you don't have friends. How can you preside over affairs of enemies or people you don't trust? That trust line between the leadership and the followership must be serviced. But it can be brought under test in moments like this. My advice is that the quality of a leader is tested when you are under severe provocation, how you manage it, which is why I appreciate the way you have even admitted to more complaints as if nothing had gone wrong. Sometimes in leadership, we face those temptations. I thought I should share with my very good friend and sister, and also our in-law, my experience on the floor of this Senate. I went on Channel Television, in my opinion, to defend the Senate. When we were being accused of spending money here and there, I said, no, I bought my own furniture, etc. A distinguished senator said I had breached his privileges. On that occasion, even some people spoke in my favor. But there were few who insisted that what I said was in bad taste. I asked myself, there are them who will cast the first stone that he has never lied. Sorry, he has never erred, if I have actually erred. But on this occasion, my intention was to defend the institution. And yet, some members felt offended. I have been a governor for 8 years. I was re-elected. I didn't do a receipt. I chairman the governing party for 2 years. I was removed. I didn't go to court. So once I noticed that there were some senators who felt that my comment was embarrassing to them, for me, it is a mark of strength to admit that not being my intention, that I apologize to those who felt offended by my comment, even as my intention was very noble and clear as far as I was concerned. I think that to apologize is not to belittle yourself. And even the Holy Bible says, and this is where I want to appeal to those who have taken very strong stand, that any sin we commit, once we admit to the fact of our failing, of committing, of breaching any of the 10 commandments of God, that if we apologize to God and confess that we will not do so again, we can still see the kingdom of God. I think it is based on this logic that the committee created a window. And I also know that on the previous occasion, that sort of window, even though not stated, was exploited for a former chief whip. So I don't want to go into the merits because there is nothing new to be said. I just want to appeal to distinguished Senator Mrs. Udwanga that everyone that has spoken cannot possibly be coward or foolish. Truth of the matter is, the rules are binding. They are enforceable. They are potent. I wasn't in the Senate that day. I was in Benin. When I saw the fireworks on television, I thought it was something else, but I don't know because initially I didn't know what the issues were. When I was told it's about change of seat, sir, my seat has been changed. The only thing that the committee couldn't do is to change my person and my values. And thank God, as President Tinubu has said repeatedly, no matter how short a man is, he can see the sky. So my seat will change, but my views have not changed about anything that I want to speak on. I think that is the beauty of democracy. This is meant to appeal to Senator Natasha, who you had caused as revealed by the leader of the House, that you even address her as princess of the Senate. I think she can still remain the princess that she has been, provided she doesn't work herself into the conclusion that it's a mark of weakness to admit when maybe out of whatever feeling you have erred. And it bears repeating that the offense is not against the presiding officer. It's breach of the rules under which affairs of this Senate are conducted. I'm not going to go to whether somebody has been favored or not favored. In life, what you didn't think is a favor, somebody else will see it as a favor. So I want to appeal to you, Mr. President. It's not an easy thing to sit there and issues of change of seat. That's what I want to comment on. Issues of change of seat degenerated to the kind of fireworks that we saw on television. And of course, for those who talk about social media, why are they social media? That is the way it works. So I conclude, sir. I thank you for allowing me to speak, and I apologize to the Senate leader that I'm speaking after he had spoken. But this is the time you had acknowledged me to speak. I think that the committee, if you follow the sequence, issues of discrimination cannot be proven. It is actually the opposite. That under your leadership, distinguished Senator Mrs. Uduaghan can claim victimization based on facts. And I urge her to reflect deeply about tomorrow, because she can do nothing about yesterday, but she can mend by recognizing that to apologize for what you have found to be wrong is not a mark of weakness. And to our colleagues, I think rebuilding our collective image is necessary. I had occasion to say that once you have been stripped naked in the market, how much more can you cover, since everybody has seen it? But then I also then asked myself subsequently, because you were stripped naked in the market, should you continue to walk naked all over the country? The moment you realize you have been naked, we are told that when a madman realizes that she's naked, if you begin to wear clothes, then you know it's regaining sanity. It is not a mark of weakness. So I don't want to be on the side of peace. And I don't want all of us to be hawks. In this case, we need some doves to, temper the general feeling in the Senate. I don't think there's any division. No one has questioned the facts as they are, and facts are stubborn. You can wrestle with the fact, you can wrestle with the truth, but you can't defeat the truth. And on that note, I want to thank you, sir, for this opportunity. And I believe my sister has heard all those who have spoken. And I'm sure she knows she has a lot of friends among those who have spoken. And they cannot all be wrong. Thank you, Mr. President, for your patience, and thank you for your leadership. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, distinguished colleagues. Let us go into the prayers. Prayer 1.
Dear Senate President, may I be given a chance to speak?
May I be given a chance to speak? And then refuse.
Prayer 1. That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Uduaghan for 6 months for a total violation of the Senate Standing Rules 2023, as amended, for bringing the presiding officer and the entire Nigerian Senate in general to public opprobrium. Those in support of prayer 1 say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay.
All right. I just have to move on, man. This is disheartening. This is disheartening. This is really, really disheartening. I'm speechless. To be honest, this is my frankly expression. I'm totally speechless. I don't know what to say. I'll just end the show right now. Maybe probably by 7 p.m. Nigerian time, I will have much to say. Right now, I'm speechless. Please understand with me. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.